kindness.
That's called being thrown under the bus.
But we appreciate your effort nonetheless. I know you weren't quite expecting that. Okay. We've got some minutes here. Mr. Kavanaugh has water problems, large amounts of it.
Where they shouldn't be.
I don't think he's gonna join us.
Okay. I found them accurate, and I will make a motion to approve.
Okay, and I will second.
Mike,
Yes.
John,
Yes. Okay, Chief Phillips.
I only have one thing for tonight. It's that time of year again when people tend to open burn. You know, just want to remind people, no open burning of fires larger than 3x3 campfires without a permit from the EPA or the fire department. This is in reference to Ohio Administrative Code, Chapter 3745-19, Open Burning Standards. If you're burning a campfire, you got a few things to remember. There's no burning on windy days, preferred after rain showers, or when it's wet out. No burning of wet material or smoke-generating material such as leaves and stuff like that. Smoke cannot create a hazard to a neighboring property. Burn in an open area, fire pit away from structures or neighbors. When burning a campfire, have water or extinguisher available just in case. Make sure the fire is always attended and completely out when done. And a lot of people don't seem to realize this, but you can be held personally responsible or liable for a fire you cause by burning. So if you start a fire and neighbor's property catches on fire and their house burns down, you could be held liable. A lot of people don't realize that. So be cautious when you're doing it. Campfire size only. Otherwise call the fire department or EPA. That's it for my report.
Mr. Troyan.
Just a couple of items. We got a letter from Craig Cerna, and I'll just read the letter. It says, I'm writing this letter with concern for East Washington State Route 44 Ravenna Road. It's my understanding that the county will be continuing road work on East Washington, and maybe this year and maybe next year, the final being new pavement. They have worked on culverts and pipes in the north half of, in 2017. This will improve the present conditions immensely. My concern is that I believe that the Auburn corners will have curbs eliminated. They are presently only on the south half, with catch basins. I feel that Auburn Township has worked hard with zoning to make improvements in this area for controlled, common sense zoning, and eliminating something as small as curbs will take away from that area. I will be starting on construction of my new facility. It will be the nicest building in the area, and maybe the spark to draw another new building project. I'm investing a lot of money into the buildings and property, and feel that if they eliminate the curbs, it will take away from the property values monetarily and aesthetically. No curbs will affect the whole area. I believe the curbing is a need for proper water control since we are on a hill and dressing up the area. I know we are not a city, and I don't choose to be, but it all starts with one little thing to make improvements for betterment of an area. Not doing so at this time. We'll be saying in the future we don't have the money. We should have asked the county to do it when they did the road project. They won't come back and do it now that they're completed. And this time asking from the request from the county commissioners and the engineer that the curbing be implemented into the road project. Just want to confirm that
I
we forwarded this
that up
to
to Shane, and I have gotten a response, and I believe he's already contacted Craig.
Okay, good.
That is 100% a county project, of course. Our interest, at least in my view, our interest is to make sure that our property owners are happy. And so that's going to happen next year. Next summer, not this summer. So we'll have to let them, I think, work that out.
Well, I think as long as they know the issue, and I think
Yeah.
Craig's points are valid.
Yeah, and I will say, Shane got right back to us the next day. We do talk to him a couple times a week as it is, but, I asked him, told him, I said, hey, you know, this is, obviously he's, investing a lot of money, can you solve this problem with him? I said, yeah, no problem.
Okay.
So we'll give him a little time to get that done. Follow up with Craig, see if he's happy.
That's good. And the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is this off-site shredding service. There's possibility for part of our large item pickup.
Well,
Now, my opinion on that is, maybe doing it is a good idea, but not on that day.
I agree with you.
Based on the traffic that
We already have a problem, and there's a person who rented Adam Hall for Saturday. Which I told Nancy, I said, you gotta go back to this person and explain to him that there's gonna be a lot of cars there that are hauling junk. And I'm not so sure how conducive to your event that's gonna be.
And she also mentioned that it's $165 an hour with a 2-hour minimum, and that they request limiting the number of,
Yeah, which you could bring in.
yeah, because that just, otherwise you have businesses, I guess, that would tend to take advantage of that.
I think it would be very popular. And we had
But
one.
then the county does it already,
Yeah.
countywide.
Yeah.
So,
Bainbridge is gonna do it. We had an idea, just kicking stuff around this afternoon, and maybe we could incorporate that prior to the picnic.
yeah,
We could do it, you know, you got the parking lot there at the park, and maybe for 3 hours before the picnic, you could do that. It's a concept.
okay, many residents here, would you take advantage of something like that if we set up a specific day for paper shredding? Something you think you'd be interested in? Okay.
I think, myself, I have one of these things that fits on a wastebasket, and if it sees more than 5 pages, it starts to get excited. And smells like it's gonna catch on fire, so, you know. I guess maybe I should be more diligent and keep up with that every day, but I think a lot of people would appreciate just being able to bring a bag or something of paper up there. And they do it in a very secure way, too, that's the nice thing.
Unfortunately, our company has
They do that.
a really bombing paper shredder, you
Oh.
can sheet metal through this thing, so it's.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I had.
I think we should look to do that.
Okay.
We need to.
But concur, just not on,
Yeah, I agree with
because
you.
we already got such a traffic fiasco
You know,
last
this
year.
person had already rented Adam Hall, I mean, I didn't hear, she hasn't gotten back to me, but they're not gonna be happy. They rented it knowing that we were doing cleanup day. But now that it's gonna be closer,
I was thinking maybe we can change the hours this year and start an hour earlier, and, because people always come earlier, anyway, and cut it off at noon. 'Cause that'll
she
be-
wants to start it, this person wants to, they rented the hall from 10 o'clock. So maybe we should just see if we started it a little early, and then have them come and have her move their thing back to noon. That could be the only thing I can think of, but it's still not, you know, there's that crossover period where some of the residents on parts, I think it's the western part of the township, they don't have the same time zones, I think, as we do over there.
Yeah, it's split somewhere, for, you know.
There's somewheres around Auburn Road here, because they show up an hour late sometimes.
And it compensates for people who come in an hour early.
Yeah, balance
Or
is
the
out.
night
but
before.
I'm not quite sure why that is. When do you think we should do cleanup day?
Probably in June,
June?
probably on a Saturday.
We'll do it Saturday, which
The
one?
first one?
Which first one? Okay. We'll mark that down, Fred, we're gonna do it on the first Saturday. of June, like we have for 50 years. For
June
those that
2nd.
keep calling and asking. Yes, sir. Anything else?
Nope, that's all I had, sir.
Okay. As you can imagine, we've been out doing a little pothole patching. The chips have held up pretty well. And we've put a little more tonnage out than in previous years, but nothing alarming. So we're actually pretty pleased with our chips. And we don't have too many potholes quoted in the asphalt roads. So the guys have been out about 4 or 5 times now with cold patch. I don't think we'll have any hot mix for another 2 or 3 weeks at least. So,
The county roads seem to have gotten hit a lot worse, because that's why they're moving the Washington project out to next year, because they have so much patching.
yeah. So, one could be maybe Auburn Road, which is gonna go out for bid really quick, they said. And they're gonna do, for those who wanna know, complete regrind the whole road. And resurface, full depth repairs where they need them. But that road sure didn't hold up too well.
When did they do that last?
Gosh,
Doesn't seem like
about
that
8
long
years
ago.
ago, 8 or 9 years ago, you know, they say 10 to 12 years, so that didn't come through. We did receive the skid steer with the planer head and the bucket and the broom, and now the last piece of that puzzle is what's called a hot box. We talked about it here a couple meetings ago. Newberry has one where they upgraded to a new one, a better one, and you can spend $50,000 on one of these things. We weren't quite wanting to do that, so we're offered to buy their old one, which is really good shape. It might need a little bit of a modification or two, but we're looking at, Fred, do you have that number? It was like $2,700,
Yeah, it was, I believe it was
$2,700. And so basically you can go down to the plant, pick up 2 tons of material. It has a burner on it, and keep the asphalt hot, because you just don't have enough mass of asphalt to keep itself warm to have enough time to spread it. We're anticipating, instead of dumping this in 12-inch deep holes and 10-inch deep holes, we're hoping that we're dumping it in 4-inch and 6-inch deep holes. So it should, small amount of asphalt should go considerably further. So therefore that hot box is kind of a handy thing to use.
Well, if you need a larger quantity, and not have to make multiple trips out there, it's gonna pay for itself in
Yeah.
short order.
Yeah. So the most I think you can get is like 3 tons. I might be wrong on that. I don't know if it's on a little trailer, and so I don't know if that trailer will hold more than that. That'd be 6,000 pounds. So, but I thought maybe it'd be the guys in the garage think it's the best way to start, and then find out, well, geez, what do we need to really look for if we went to buy a fancier one later on down the road? And so that's sort of the direction they wanted to go.
If they find out it works, and we're not gonna lose anything on reselling this thing either, so.
$2,500 in this thing, so, does that sound like a motion to buy that from Newberry Township?
Well, if that sounded like a motion, then I'll second
All
it.
right.
Mike,
Yes.
John,
Yes. Okay, we did have, in our last snowstorm, we had a a lot of ice buildup on the roof of the garage. And despite everybody's assurances that ice would never slide off the roof because the pitch was too low, that turned out to be wishful thinking. And of course, the main spot where it started to slide off the roof was right in front of the man door and that garage door on the east side of the building. And almost wiped out one of our employees one day. And if you parked any vehicles along that side, which is where a couple of us park, you would have a nice dent in your car. So I talked to Dixon, and we got the name of the guy who put the gutters in actually built the building. And so he came by and fixed the gutter itself, put it back together. But we need to put up some of those ice guards along the south edge of the roof. And so we got a budget price not to exceed $5,000, which I kind of think it's gonna be more like around $3,500. So I was gonna suggest that we get that done.
No, I'll make the motion because that's a safety issue, we can't sit on that.
If we kill somebody, it'll cost a lot more than that, yeah. Or even dent a car. But you gotta go up with a lift and do that. There's a picture of they're just about 18 inches back or so past.
No, the first time I saw these things in those little glass angled entryways up at Beechwood Place.
Yeah,
I was wondering what those were, but.
that's what they're
found out,
for.
Yeah.
The roof on the fire station is much steeper, but it's an asphalt roof and not metal, so, anyway.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to budget $5,000 for the 2-inch I-clad snow retention system for the road garage.
Throw not to exceed on there,
Okay. Mike?
Yes.
John?
yes. Okay, that's what I got right there. I'm gonna jump down here and handle this thing. We've got some prices here, but they're gonna, right now, they're just really, Nancy shouldn't have added that, about the quotes for the paving of the cemetery.
Well, if we don't have all
It's
the
gonna be
quotes
part
on-
of a big project, and we have some other prices coming in, so
Okay.
we don't wanna skew the prices to somebody else.
So,
But-
table that till next meeting,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. But the one thing that has been discussed is to do the west U, let's call it that, at Shady Side. That's where 75% of all the new graves are. That's where, that goes down, it's a U, comes back where Karen is, and so I thought we might look at making a project to throw, 4 inches of asphalt on there. It would make the mud hole a lot better. Now that chip has been down there for probably about 8 years. We are getting some potholes here and there. The problem is that when you drive on that chip in like this time of year right now and in the late fall, it's soft. So we kind of thought we could keep that as a base if we put some asphalt on top, put a couple of lifts of asphalt, maybe 4 inches, some base, and then something to go on. Now, the issue is you gotta make it just exactly 10 feet wide. Because if you go 11, you'll be paving over, it's like my feet, yeah. When they dig a grave, it goes all the way out to within 6-8 inches of the edge of the driveway. So, 2 things this would do: give you a hard line to dig to, But it solved that problem, like last winter, when we had that snowstorm at Karen's, it was a mess.
Is
Just
there
a
a budgetary
complete
figure
mess.
for that?
Pardon?
We have a budgetary figure for that?
You know, we don't have those numbers yet, but we're probably, it'd be a cemetery project. And, so, I think it's a good project to think about doing.
I have no problem with doing it.
Yeah.
Do you wanna encumber some funds or wait till we get a quote?
I think we should wait till we get some quotes here. We got a couple guys that are giving us prices, but if, I just thought, hey, while we're doing this work, let's throw that in at the same time. Be a cemetery type thing. So Fred, I'm back to you, my friend.
Okay. So then I've got warrants in front of you. Warrants 4431 through 4454, totaling $43,623.19. Have a resolution for the board for supplemental appropriations, and this is for natural gas expenses at Auburn Hall. So I'll read this for the record. Be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Auburn Township, Jaga County, Ohio, that the supplemental appropriations are necessary to pay for natural gas expenses at Auburn Hall. Therefore, a supplemental appropriation in the amount of $1,000 shall be made to general fund account 1,693,353.
So moved.
Second.
Mike?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
That is all that I have.
Okay. We had, one other kind of miscellaneous thing here. This Saturday, of course, is the roadside cleanup with the Scouts. And, any other person that would like to donate, some time and pick up some stuff around roadside, they're more than welcome. We did hire a very famous hot dog chef. This year. We're going to have gourmet hot dogs. And this guy is, I can't tell you his name, he's world renowned. And he's donating his time. He picks a roadside cleanup every year to come and cook hot dogs. Just because he loves hot dogs that much. So I advise anybody from the media, this is a great opportunity for pictures and, there's going to be a lot of
I will be giving free autographs.
fun. That happens around 11:30 to 12 usually, or 11 to 12.
Let's see, maybe 13 of those and a couple hundred hot dogs are cracked. How many hot dogs I've actually cooked over the years?
It's hard to say. When you have an artist, they don't usually, they just do. They just
do
create.
it, yeah.
They just create. That's it. So, on our restoration project, we're still working on getting quotes. It's unfortunately the dollar amounts continue to grow. So hopefully we can get something here going by the end of May. And, the completion for that's going to end up being September or October.
The only saving grace was project in Washington moving to next year.
Yeah.
That did buy us some.
Yeah, well, and taking
Once a year.
advantage of that. We will be eliminating the parking in front of the building and creating a parking lot over on the east side of the building, and we'll eliminate this backing out onto the Washington Street, which is a little challenging at 4:30 to 6 o'clock, and it should be a lot safer. And we'll add, it'll be a big increase, but instead of 6 parking places, we're gonna have 16. So that'll be a nice thing. Anything on the township welcome signs, your committee there, Fred?
My
You guys?
understanding is that Nancy was getting some more quotes from a couple
Okay.
different vendors. So we were only working with one vendor, we decided to go and
Yeah.
get a couple other
Okay.
quotes.
They'll be nice. We had a little excitement when the PA system finally gave out, that portable one down at Adam Hall. And a lot of people ask about, hey, do you have a PA system and this and that down there when they rent the building? We don't really need a sound system per se, because most people bring in their own music and they bring in professional speakers and whatnot, so more of a PA system. And Emmerich is pretty well versed in music and sound systems. And he was discussing that he thought maybe we could get an amplifier and make a PA system that you could attach a whatever to it, iPod or whatever you call them, maybe for up to $500, $600.
Yeah, it'd be good maybe if we had some, like auxiliary speakers. I noticed
Yeah.
when we were if you're with a room full of people and if you're way in the back, you have just that standalone, they've got to crank that so the people in the back can hear, and then you're getting really loud in the front, so just
Okay.
having,
Well, you want to appropriate a little something for him to do that?
yeah, an appropriate, let's say $1,000.
Okay.
Because
Not
if
to
he's talking
exceed.
600, I think 1,000 covers, not
Yeah.
to exceed, yeah.
I'll
That's a motion.
second that. We do,
500, right?
we do have a PA system that was very generously donated to us for the use on Memorial Days by Trustees. And so we'll continue to take that one down to the cemeteries. Use it here, take it down there.
Mike,
Yes.
John,
Yes. We did have a little issue with the sign at the park. We're having a little trouble keeping the letters on the sign. JFD, who provided the sign, we talked to him. He's going to take the signs down, take them out and have everything routed in and painted. And that'll be done at no cost. And take a couple of days to get it done, so I don't think that's a big issue to have the sign down. We went for
It's
a long
better off
time with
doing
no
that than trying
signs.
to maintain the letters.
It's pretty tough service right there because of the truck traffic that goes by there, the dirt and vibration and everything. So anyway, that'll be taken care of. And I think that's everything that Nancy had on the supplemental list. We do have our counsel here tonight, and we have some issues to discuss with her in an executive session. So is there any comment before we move to go into exec? Yes, sir.
Did you say June 2nd is large item cleanup, right?
Large item drop off, yes.
That's what's on the website already.
We're wanting to do it on
That's a-
June 2nd, yeah.
Yeah,
We've been doing it the first Saturday of,
It's just him, it's the first Saturday of June, for the last
We've-
35
we
years.
got 2 calls today while I was here. When's that gonna be?
no, it's already on the website.
I know.
It's June 2nd, so.
People can't read that. It's too difficult. Okay. Make a motion that we go into executive session for pending litigation with our counsel per RC 121.22 G3, and to consider sale of real property, RC 121.22 G2.
Okay, and no, there will be no business conducted at the close of the executive session.
That would be a second. Do I?
Second.
Okay.
Mike,
I was answering the question before we went into executive session.
Mike,
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Can you disclose what?
Alrighty,
property it is?
thank you.
Huh?
What property it is that you're discussing?
Yeah, that would be
It's out here
the
on
parcel up on 44.